Hi, welcome back to Film Story Recaps. Today I am going to explain a thriller film called Superhost. But before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. The film begins with a YouTube video because our main characters, Teddy and Claire, host a popular show called Superhost. Basically, they go to Airbnbs, leave reviews, and interview the hosts for the show. They're going to a rental owned by Superhost Batty Lou 52 that has some pretty good reviews for their latest episode. Claire goes to take a shower after they finish filming, and Teddy continues filming in secret, telling the audience that he plans to propose to Claire on the trip. The two arrive at the rental a short time later, but the security code does not work. As they film their reactions, we learn that cell service is spotty, their channel is losing subscribers, and Claire is more concerned with channel growth. During a second take, the overly enthusiastic rental owner appears behind Claire. She clarifies that Batty Lou 52 is a fictitious name she uses online and that her real name is Rebecca. Rebecca guides them inside and gives them the new code while being overly cheerful. Teddy goes to the toilet and finds it clogged. Rebecca enthusiastically offers to fix it the next day. Claire tries to record Rebecca for the show, but Rebecca immediately turns away. Rebecca remembers and obviously lies about forgetting after Claire explains she emailed her about the show earlier. As Claire and Teddy film the tour portion of the show, they discover a storage room with a do not enter sign, discover the home has a lot of cameras inside, and discover a cat room but have yet to see a cat. Because they're filming for the show, their personalities are overly enthusiastic, so we don't get a sense of how they really feel about it. While uploading the episode, the two discuss their channel's problems and their financial problems on the balcony. Teddy awakens that night to find the episode still uploading due to the shaky internet. When he steps out onto the balcony, he notices someone watching him from a distance. Claire appears outside and startles Teddy. When he looks back to see who is watching him, they vanished. Claire tells him that it could have been an animal, and the two retire to bed. When they wake up the next morning, they discover that their channel has been suspended, and Claire rushes outside to contact support. Rebecca arrives with some bathroom supplies, inquires about their stay, and expresses her hope for a positive review. Claire dismisses her politely and sends her inside to speak with Ted. Rebecca is unable to repair the toilet, and she hopes that it does not negatively impact their review before leaving. Claire and Teddy go for a walk in the woods, and we learn more about their channel methodologies. Claire suggests doing something similar to one of their popular clickbait videos involving a superhost named Vera, but Ted prefers to stay away from clickbait. That night, the two are awakened by sounds coming from the house's first floor. Ted, clearly terrified, goes downstairs to check the alarm and discovers that it has not been deactivated. When he hears sounds coming from the bathroom, he notices the toilet is gurgling and reaches in, pulling out dentures. Ted discovers their channel has been reactivated the next morning and heads downstairs, where Rebecca has let herself in to prepare breakfast for them. Claire later looks at the security camera and thanks Rebecca for breakfast as the two enjoy breakfast alone. A ping is heard, followed by Rebecca's voice over the speaker thanking them. So she's been paying attention the entire time. Claire later refers to Rebecca as crazy while filming their vlog. Ted calls her attention to the fact that she may be listening. Ted deactivates the camera in the room, and a rock lands on a nearby window, causing a jump scare. They go outside and come across Vera, who begins yelling that their video has cost her entire business. Rebecca appears and inquires as to what is going on. Vera warns Rebecca that Claire and Ted are causing damage to her business by spreading lies in their videos, but Claire points out that Vera just threw a rock at the window. Rebecca lashes out at Vera, threatening to cut her open if she doesn't leave. Claire tells Rebecca that Vera was a badass as she drives away scared. Rebecca says she came there to conduct the interview, and the three enter. Rebecca loses her jovial demeanor and appears nervous for the first time, aside from threatening to kill someone. When Ted asks if there has ever been a guest who has made an indelible impression on her, Rebecca breaks down in tears. She tells them about an elderly couple who rented the house for a month during the Christmas and New Year's holidays. They noticed Rebecca was alone and invited her to join them in their celebration. She sheds a tear as she describes how they felt like family to her. Claire and Ted edit the video that night, and Claire is excited because she believes Rebecca's crazy demeanor will bring in a lot of views. Later, while Claire is sleeping, Ted films a secret update in which he announces his intention to propose the next day. He dismisses what he hears behind him and continues filming, but he doesn't notice anyone watching him from the window the entire time. The camera pans around after the two have gone to sleep, and we see Rebecca watching them from the balcony door. The next day, Ted and Claire go for a walk to the location where Ted wants to propose. On the way, Claire is filming a recap of the confrontation between Vera and Rebecca, while an uneasy Ted asks her to stop. Claire resumes filming at the location, and Ted takes the camera from her. Ted proposes, setting it down a few feet away but having it record them, and Claire happily accepts. She immediately calls him a genius and considers the reaction to the secret proposal. Ted realizes Claire believes the proposal is a publicity stunt, and Claire realizes Ted was sincere in his proposal. Ted tears up and walks away, leaving Claire befuddled. She eventually catches up with him, apologizes, and promises to discuss it privately when they return home. Ted takes the mail as the two return inside. Claire tries to set the alarm, but the code no longer works. Ted tries, but Rebecca remotely turns it off, telling them over the speaker that it's broken. Claire notices their laptop open and on the floor, playing the interview they had with Rebecca on loop. Meanwhile, Ted receives mail addressed to Betty and Lou Jorgensen, implying that Rebecca lied about Betty Lou 52 being a fictitious name. After showing Claire, the two decide to get the fuck out of there in an unprecedented move in a horror film. Rebecca follows them down the road, waving as if she isn't as creepy as fuck. Rebecca thanks them for staying at the rental but tells them she has one more thing to show them in the woods that will be perfect for the video. Ted refuses to go, claiming that they have enough footage of Rebecca, but Claire persuades him otherwise. Claire begins recording, and Rebecca cranks up the volume as she begins to introduce the show. Ted loses patience and asks Rebecca why they're in the woods, but Rebecca instead asks Claire why she's not wearing the engagement ring. Ted is irritated, but Claire persuades him to continue. How about pausing to ponder how Rebecca found out about the proposal? Rebecca leads them deeper into the woods, giving us a jump scare when she appears from behind them to scare them. Rebecca later brings them to Vera, whom she has kidnapped and imprisoned. Rebecca becomes solemn, wondering why Claire isn't filming as Ted tells her to let Vera go. Rebecca pulls out a hunting knife and demands that they begin filming or she will kill Vera. Rebecca inquires whether it is true that they caused Vera to lose her source of income, to which Ted responds that it was not their intention. She apologizes for things going wrong during their stay and wants to make amends by taking advantage of Vera's appearance. Rebecca kneels, apologizes to Vera, and then pulls out her knife and stabs her in the back. Rebecca mocks Vera's sobs as she cries out in pain. She then asks Claire why she isn't filming because it would be great for the show. Rebecca turns to Vera and reveals that it was all a prank to retaliate against Claire and Ted for causing Vera to lose money. Rebecca unties Vera, and they both bow in appreciation for their performance. Rebecca then takes Claire's camera and gives it to Vera so she can sell it for a profit. I'm pretty sure this is still considered theft, but it's fine. Ted apologizes to Vera as she and Rebecca begin to walk away. He then asks Rebecca what she did to Betty and Lou, and Rebecca freezes. Rebecca takes off her jacket, apologizes to a befuddled Vera, pulls out a knife, and stabs her in the face. As Vera dies, she stabs her multiple times in the stomach. She turns to Claire and Ted and tells them they were so close to dying. Claire and Ted flee as Rebecca picks up the camera and checks to see if it still works. Claire begins having panic attacks upon arrival at the house, which is understandable given the brutal murder she just witnessed. She and Ted enter, and despite the fact that they know Rebecca will return to the house, they do not take any weapons. Ted tries to call the cops using Claire's phone, but ends up running back inside when he thinks he hears Rebecca approaching. Claire decides to activate the alarm to notify the police, but Rebecca turns it off remotely every time. Claire promises not to tell anyone and promises to delete everything, but Rebecca simply walks away. Claire decides to go into the storage room marked Do Not Enter in order to find another way out. I'd like to emphasize that she walks into the room without a weapon. Claire discovers in the room that Rebecca has been living there the entire time and has a computer with slightly better internet access. Meanwhile, Ted patrols the first floor with a fire poker. Rebecca tells Ted what happened to Betty and Lou over the speaker. Rebecca turned out to be the renter, and she refused to leave the house. She begged them to let her stay because she loved the place and them, but when they refused, she killed them all, including their cat. Ted and Claire arrived after she had killed them and cleaned up the mess, forcing her to play the part. Downstairs, Claire logs into YouTube or whatever the video sharing platform they use is called, and creates a video asking people to call the police. As she starts the upload, Rebecca appears behind her. Ted hears Claire's screams and rushes downstairs. There he finds Rebecca having beaten Claire and he begs her not to kill her. Claire is killed when Rebecca slashes her throat open. Ted walks backwards out of the room, but Rebecca stabs him in the side of the stomach before he can close and lock the door. Ted stumbles out of the house, only to see Rebecca emerge from a hidden crawl space, clutching Claire's camera. Ted flees, and Rebecca turns the camera on herself, pretending to be the show's host. She gives the house 0 stars for the amount of blood and the dead body she discovered. Ted stumbles through the woods, eventually reaching the car, but is unable to unlock it because Rebecca has the keys. Ted, who is on the ground, tries to call the cops, but Rebecca interrupts him before the call can be completed. Continuing to film, Rebecca accepts Ted's engagement ring and acts out how she would have accepted it. She puts it on, tells Ted he's her favorite, and stabs him in the chest, killing him. What the fuck is going on? Nobody even tried to fight for their lives. Rebecca returns to the house a short time later, Ted's body in the back. She cleans up in the kitchen and adds the engagement ring to her necklace, which appears to have several other rings on it. When she enters the storage room, she discovers that the video Claire made about Rebecca being a murderer has been uploaded. Rebecca is angry at first, but her anger turns to joy when she sees the first comments calling it clickbait and fake. That is not at all what would occur. The first few comments would definitely say first, but those who commented first would be those who signed up for notifications, so they'd be fans. Within a few hours, there would be dozens of other videos discussing this, and it would quickly reach the front page of Reddit, with people attempting to solve it themselves. In any case, the film concludes with Rebecca dragging Claire's body away while playing the next video of Claire and Ted. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Also leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Thanks for watching.